you seeing at this point? JP?
Yes, JP's there. JT's.
Okay, what are you looking at this point? I mean, you've got the bird's eye view.
They have all the crowd is following, and they're going down Bay Street, and it looks like they're going to go right here down Marina.
And from your perspective, obviously, has the crowd grown even bigger?
Absolutely, because it looks like they figured out what they're doing, and there's that Safeway right here.
Yeah, that's the Safeway. They're getting right on the backside of the Safeway Marina. When you come down Bay Street and you make that turn, that's where the Safeway, the Marina Safeway is, which is right along the Marina Green. That's where you have Fort Mason is also there. Is this what you're seeing,
Yes.
JP?
Yes, exactly. So right here on the corner where they're going to make a right, here I'll pull over here, and you can see where they stopped, and you got a group of people turning the corner. It's like they're...
All right, thanks a lot, JP. Let's talk again with our own Rogge, who is also a torchbearer. Raj, what do you know?
Well, you're probably watching us right now. We are on the bus at that Safeway right in the Marina Green, right on Marina Boulevard here, right at Buchanan.
Perhaps JP can pull out. Maybe we can see your bus. JP, can you pull out near the Safeway? Maybe we can see Raj's bus.
You'll see the bus in front of Torch and a host of CHP cars, probably about 10 to 15 CHP and SFPD with their sirens on, right on Marina Green. And you might remember in 2002, this is exactly where I ran the torch for the Salt Lake Games, right up the Marina Green. So it's familiar territory now. This is a perfect backdrop. Originally, this was not supposed to be the case, obviously, but now this turns out to be the best case in terms of the lack of crowd here, which is better safety for everyone.
Yeah. Are you getting a sense that you're going to get off the bus soon at all?
Looks like I have about 10 torchbearers in front of me. And there's someone that's also very interesting sitting right here on the bus with us is former NFL football star Herschel Walker. He's ready to go.
Imagine so.
And you know what they're going to this route that you're talking about goes by the Marina Green, and then obviously that heads right through the Presidio. So, you know, not only are you headed toward the Golden Gate Bridge, but you're headed right down the Presidio. And weren't they running the other day doing a practice run along the Presidio?
Right. I think it was more like a photo opportunity.
Right, exactly.
Dean Karnassus was there as well for that photo op.
Because what you're looking at right there is the guardhouse at the beginning of Fort Mason right there.
It's all coming full circle. Originally, the plan was to be right here on the Marina Green. In fact, even cross the Golden Gate Bridge, perhaps even go over to Alcatraz and do all the scenic spots, the typical San Francisco spots that the whole world knows. But those plans were scratched. But you know what? We're going back to Plan A, so to speak.
Raj, I probably you can't see this, but we're getting the bird's eye view. Chopper 11, JP is telling us, and we can see it as well. Lots of people running out at the last minute along this route to get a look, running from their office buildings, hearing where this route or this torch relay is going. And as you can see, people just running down the street to just get a glimpse of all of this.
Yeah, word spreads quickly, and, you know, so many people were concentrated on the Embarcadero, the announced route, but word gets around now. People are cell phoning, texting, and even through the airwaves and through all the choppers in the air. It's pretty surreal down here, and I'm sure some of the field reporters have communicated that to you with all the chopper sounds high above. It's a very crazy scene.
And this is actually a beautiful, beautiful route of San Francisco because it goes along the Marina Green. You have those multi-million-dollar homes that you're looking at right now that face the water. This is a very highly residential area filled with families. A lot of people on their way to pick up kids from school are going to be a little stunned to see this convoy
and
heading
you see
down
some
the
of the
Marina
protesters
Green.
there, Jessica. You got a banner that says Free Tibet 2008. So some of these protesters have heard where this torch relay is going, what route it's going, and have, I guess, made the long haul and run down to try to follow it and make their protest or make their message be heard.
Yeah, and the protesters, as we've seen for the last few days, are very well organized, and I believe that they've had people strategically placed throughout the city knowing that this was going to happen. This is no secret that the route was up for grabs in terms of changeability, so I think the protesters are ready to go wherever it is. Everyone's clapping here on the bus. I don't know if I can hear that because every 5 minutes or so we stop, and a couple of torchbearers are let off the bus to receive the flame in a matter of minutes.
In fact, we see a handoff right now. They must be pretty, like you said, stoked about getting off the bus soon, and all this time waiting and wondering if they were ever going to make this run, and it's going to happen fairly soon.
Raj, how many people on the bus left with you now?
Can you repeat the question?
How many people left on the bus at this point with you?
About 12 of us, maybe more, about 12 to 15 of us. And yeah, Lisa, as you were saying, it's been an anxious 24 hours, not just for us, the torchbearers, but just for everyone in the community. This was, once again, I still believe it's a very positive event with everyone's message being sent loud and clear in a peaceful way. And I think that's the way it's going to end, hopefully.
Yeah, interesting if they take you into Crissy Field and let you, one of the jewels of San Francisco that's been completely renovated, one of the beautiful runs down Crissy Field, and take you up until the bottom anchorage of the bridge. That's one way that they could go. Or if they take you,
That is true, because I did a 10-mile run along Crissy Field, the Presidio, going up on the Golden Gate Bridge just this past Sunday. It's a beautiful sight. Now, if they take that run up onto the Golden Gate Bridge, that may be another story, though, because we're talking about a traffic nightmare at this point.
Yeah, and right now, even referring back to the 2002 games, right along the Marina Green, and Jessica, you mentioned it. I mean, some of the most beautiful houses in the country are right here, including Senator Feinstein's. We'll pass her house. So a lot of high-profile land is here, and it's just a picture-perfect background. And I'm looking outside right now. Probably the shot you see. This is a Chamber of Commerce San Francisco Day, and these are the images that are going to be bowed across the world.
Yeah, what a coup for Gavin Newsom and for the city to be able to bring this Olympic torch over the Golden Gate Bridge, or at least at the foot of the Golden Gate Bridge, with no, significant problems, and to have been able to actually run the torch. It would be a huge symbol to the world, as you say, Raj. That what they weren't able to pull off in Europe, we were able to do here in the United States, and in possibly one of the most liberal cities in the country, allowing for free protests, allowing for people to voice their opinion, but being able to carry off the Olympic torch relay in a way that other cities have not been able to do.
The big question, though, is this all going to end up at Justin Herman Plaza for the closing ceremony? NBC 11's Diane Dwyer is there live right now. Is the crowd thinning out at all there, Diane? Diane, can you hear me?
One more time. I'm having trouble hearing you. We've got a loud band out here. Can you say it one more time for me?
There is a distinct possibility that this torch run may not end up at Justin Herman Plaza because everything's been fluid today. What is the crowd situation there? We see a little bit in your live shot. Has it been thinned out at all? Are people taking off trying to catch this relay somehow?
Oh, no, it is not thinned out. Quite the opposite. It's growing. And as I said, I would be surprised, really, if they bring it here at this point. There are just too many people, and there is no way to secure it. I will say the crowd is friendly. They're having a good time. I talked to lots of them. I said, how do you feel about the fact that the torch might not come here or you didn't get to see the run? And they said, it's okay. We're having a good time. It's a good feeling. We've got lots of people out here, pro-Tibet folks and some human rights protesters, but lots of pro-Olympic folks and Chinese folks as well. They seem to be doing okay together and kind of having a good attitude about the whole thing. But the thought of bringing the torch here just seems unimaginable. It's so crowded, I can't fathom how they could control the situation. That's sort of my take on it at this point anyway.
Thank you, Diane. It's interesting because the Free Tibet, Students for Free Tibet, they were the ones that scaled the Golden Gate Bridge, and it certainly would be ironic if they were able to bring the torch back to the Golden Gate Bridge, to the very place where the Free Tibet students had unfurled their banner just on Monday when they scaled the Golden Gate Bridge, which came as a huge surprise to authorities, and they really felt at that point that they had sent their message out and they had planned such big protests for today. If the city manages to bring it back to the Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, there is increased security now because ever since that unfurling of their message, they started to check bags of bicyclists, anybody walking on the bridge. So the security is there. It'd be interesting to note or find out the police presence, if there is any, near the Golden Gate Bridge. Perhaps we can work on that to see if there's any increased activity in that area. But once again, you're looking live from Chopper 11. The motorcycle cops and squad cars right before this whole coach bus of runners, torchbearers, waiting for their handoff at this point. And one of those people is our own Raj Mathai, who's on a bus waiting for his turn among about 8 other people at this point.